Hi, second graders. Today is Monday, March 23rd. If you are looking at the second grade weekly work plan, we are on the Monday schedule for today. I want to point out before I start that, at least in my class, we had already started Module 6 the week before we left school. So the first couple of lessons in Module 6 will be a review. The second grade teachers wanted to make sure all the students started from the same point, and it made the most sense just to go back to the beginning of Module 6 and start back with Lesson 1. So these first couple of lessons will be review. They're going to look familiar, and that's okay. If you've already watched the video on Embark for today, then this will just be a quick recap of those objectives that we're working on. Our objective for Lesson 1 is use manipulatives to create equal groups. We know that when things are equal, they are the same. So if I create two groups of 6, I know they are equal because the first group has 6 and the second group also has 6. They have the same amount. Our sentence frame that we're going to be using today to move through this lesson is there are blank groups of blank. We are going to use this sentence frame to describe the different arrangements that we are creating. The first that we are going to come up with is using 6 counters. So I'm going to go ahead and push these off to the side, and I'm only going to work with these 6. And I am going to try to create equal groups of 2. So I'm going to put these 2 in a group. They're a group of 2. And these 2 in a group. And these 2 in a group. I know they're equal because they each have the same amount, 2, 2, and 2. And I know that there are 3 groups, 1, 2, 3. And that I used all 6 of my counters. Looking at my sentence frame here, I would fill it in with there are 3 groups of 2. I have my 3 groups, group 1, group 2, and group 3, and there is 2 counters in each group. My second example is going to use 8 counters. So I'm going to add 2 more into my mix here. And I'm going to use my 8 counters to also create groups of 2. So I know I can only have 2 in each group. I know that they are equal if the same amount is in each group, and I can see that 2, 2, 2, and 2. I've got group 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I can fill in my sentence, there are 4 groups of 2, for a total of 8. I used all 8 of my counters. My third example, I'm going to add 2 more, and I'm going to have a total of 10. And using my 10 counters, I'm going to create groups of 5. I'm going to put 5 counters in a group together. Once I've gotten to 5, I have to create a new group. I can only have 5 in a group. I've used all 10 of my counters. They're all gone. I have 1 group and 2 groups, and each group has 5 in it. So my sentence would be, there are 2 groups of 5. And my last example, I'm going to pull in my final 2 counters. Now I have a total of 12, and I'm going to use my 12 counters to create groups of 3. I'm going to put them into groups of 3. Once I have 3, I'm going to move on. There we are. So I can say I have 1 group, 2 groups, 3 groups, 4 groups. They are equal. They all have 3, 3, 3, 3, and 3. And I can fill in my sentence with there are 4 groups of 3 for a total of 12. If you have something fun at home that you can use as a manipulative, go ahead and give this a try. You could use old buttons, you could use dried beans, really anything that you can move around with your hands and create different sized groups. I challenge you to use our sentence frame, there are blank groups of blank, with the different arrangements that you can create and come up with on your own. Right now, I'm going to move into the application problem, which is our word problem for Module 6, Lesson 1. I'm going to clear off my manipulatives to the side. I'm going to get my board ready. And I'm going to bring in the word problem. Now, I know this is kind of small. I will read it to you and do my best to share it with you. Now, you do not have this in front of you. This is kind of an extension of the Lesson 1 assignment you have on your weekly work plan. If you'd like to copy this down into your work journal and do it along with me, you're welcome to, or you can just watch and follow along and answer as we're going through the video. So, our word problem for today is Alex has 12 stuffed animals. She wants to put the same number of animals in each of her 3 baskets. Now, I'm going to stop right here. Second graders are familiar with the RDW process for word problems. That stands for read, draw, write. We just read the word problem, and now what we're going to do is we are going to find any information in this word problem that's going to help us solve it, and I'll model this for you. So some things that stood out to me was that Alex has 12 stuffed animals. I'm going to give that a circle because I don't want to lose that as I'm moving through that word problem. 12 is her whole. It's how many she has all together. Another thing that stands out to me is that she wants to put the same number. That makes my brain think of equal groups. I know that when Alex goes to move her stuffed animals into her different baskets, she's going to want to have the same number in each basket. And the last thing that stands out to me is 3 baskets. Okay, baskets in this word problem is another way of thinking about groups. This is how Alex wants to group her stuffed animals. So, problem A for this word problem asks, draw a picture to show how she can put the animals into 3 equal groups. The first thing I think of when I hear that is 3 equal groups. So I'm going to go ahead and draw my 3 groups. I know that the stuffed animals have to go into one of those 3 groups or baskets. And I know that Alex only has 12. I can't go beyond 12 because that's how many she has. So now I'm going to start putting stuffed animals into baskets and see how many can be in each of the groups if she has 3 equal groups. I'm going to do this by using an X to represent a stuffed animal. So 1, 2, 3. I've only used 3, so I need to keep going. 4, 5, 6. Need to keep going. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I have to stop at 12. That's how many stuffed animals Alex has. She has created 3 equal groups. I know they're equal because they have the same amount of stuffed animals in each one. 4 in the first, 4 in the second, and 4 in the third. I've completed part A, which was just to draw a model of Alex's baskets with her stuffed animals. Moving on to part B, it says complete the sentence. Alex put blank animals in each basket. I can go ahead and look at my model of what I drew. I can look at a basket and I can count 1, 2, 3, 4. I can fill in my sentence with Alex put 4 animals in each basket. That's all for today for Module 6, Lesson 1. This was just a quick review to go along with the Embark video. Now you can go ahead and make your way over to your problem set pages. For today, it will be in the student workbook, pages 1 and 2. I hope you found this helpful and check back in tomorrow for another quick lesson for Module 6, Lesson 2.